Hello everyone, welcome to this week's episode on Laid Back the Atrozinga podcast. Our topic for this week is navigating life as an entrepreneur. And our guest for this week is the founder and CEO of Nuban Beauty, Stella Ndekile. Hello Stella, welcome to the show.
Hi Arinze.
How far? You don't tell.
Let me say you talk. 2009, I think. It's been a while.
It's been a long time. But first of all, I want to say thank you for honoring the invitation to be here, first of all. But is this your first podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Welcome. And hopefully you have a good time.
No, it's not the first one. Although, when you say podcast, it's mostly the voice thing. The one I've done before is like a video cast. Is there something like that?
It's similar. The podcast, you can have the video and the audio. Yeah. So
yes, I've done one before. Yeah.
But hopefully, hope you have a wonderful experience this time. But before we get into it, let me just take you guys a little bit way back. Stella and I, we've known each other, and we were in the same class in medical school. So I guess so many people don't know that Stella that you're a scientist. So how did you make that transition from science to beauty products and business?
Anyways, if you know me back in school, so I always had a business in school. So the first thing was putting it the right way, putting it the way I enjoyed. So I was selling menswear in school.
Yeah.
So I've always been dabbling in business. Then somehow I've always loved makeup, and I just got to have the training that I needed, and I started selling and applying makeup on people while I was still practicing medical science. Then with time I realized this makes me happier, and it also makes me more fulfilled. So I just started to give it more of my attention, and boom, it blows up, and I'm like, okay, let's do this.
And since then, you've been doing this for almost 10 years now, isn't it?
Yeah. So I did my first official training as a makeup artist in 2013.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's almost 10 years actually.
That's 10 years. Yeah. That's 10 years.
Yeah. I was about to ask you why you did the lab coat after training for a long time to be a medical lab scientist, but you've already explained that you actually felt you felt you were happier doing this compared to when you were working in the lab, isn't it?
Yeah, then the working conditions were, something happened. I wasn't happy in the lab anymore, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But since you made that transition, or when you were making that transition from the lab to the business side of things, what were the challenges and how did you persevere through these challenges?
You know, the funny thing was, I don't think there was any challenge per se. If you ask me, looking back, the only challenge I had was the fear of leaving civil service, going off to do my own thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I did the business as a side hustle, so I watched it grow, right? So at a point, I told myself, okay, let's give this business 6 months. Let me actually stop looking at it like play and focus on it. And in 6 months, I did more than give and take, more than 4 times my annual salary, 4 or 5. I did 6 months was amazing.
Yeah.
And at that point, it didn't make sense, you get, to keep doing this when you know that this one can actually do way better. So, but even at that, I was still scared because, of course, civil service, right? Yeah, life insurance, salary, secured, one thing. But I had to make that transition because I had my husband was the most amazing partner ever. So he kept, in fact, at the point I was scared, and he wakes up, he'll be like, "When are you resigning again?"
So you were not pushing to resign.
Yes, even when my parents were like, "How dare you?" They didn't say how dare you, but I know that's what they were thinking is, how do we train you through school?
Yeah.
You get at this University of Lagos, where people dream to, and you wake up, you say, my father told me, what do you want to do in business that nobody has done? So when at the home front, at the point itself, my mother unleashed her siblings on me.
Wow. Wow.
I had this my aunt that would call me and scream on how civil service is the best thing that can happen to a woman. Whoa. It was just crazy. But my husband was one person that kept saying, come out, don't worry, you'll be fine. So with all that dragging back and forth, I say he wakes me up every day with, when are you resigning? Should I help you draft the letter?
But at least that's the support you actually need. If your partner actually supports you to follow your passion and your dream, that's all you need actually.
Exactly. I got here because he had my back. If he didn't, I don't know whether I'll get here, Sha.
Yeah. So that's number one thing. To be successful, you need the backing of your partner to be your cheerleader.
I swear. In fact, they need to back you more than you're backing yourself.
No, true. Sometimes even because honestly, when you are low, is that your child that they will tell you, come on, Stella, you can do this. There is the person that will give you to actually, keep trying, even when things are going well.
That is so true. I'll give you an instance. So one of the first products we had, one of the first products that everybody knew about us, was making noise, and we had somebody copy that product.
Oh wow.
And the person was passing it off as, like, the person will go to people's comment section. When they ask her, this is a product, and she will say, yeah, it's exactly like Nuban.
Yeah.
Like, the person was that bold, you get? And I got so pissed. I came back home, I was telling him, I said, I'm pulling this product out of the market. She thinks she can shine off my name. I'm pulling this product out of the market. And he goes, you're not pulling it off. He says, this product will give you the money you need to grow. You're not pulling it off. I'm like, this person is shining off me. He says, he said there's enough market and people will also realize that what she's saying is a lie.
But I think your partner is right. In business, I do that. Like, if you are a very creative, innovative person, it hurts when somebody just copies what you, because you've taken your time to actually create that thing, and then someone just copies you. But when I started creating things initially, it used to piss me off a lot. But I realized at the end of the day, you are the brain behind the thing. No matter what the other person is copying you, so it can never be as good as what you are producing. Honestly, if you think about it, you can never be that good.
No, I've gotten to the place where I've realized that for every time someone copies my product, the product starts selling better.
Your own product starts selling better.
We noticed,
so
whenever someone copies us, let's say the product is maybe times 10 in sales, next thing you see the product hit up to like times 50.
Oh wow.
So it doesn't. Yeah, when I look at it, I'm pissed. Like,
so why do you think that happens?
See, I think the thing is this. It takes a level of trust for people to buy from you, right? It doesn't mean that they didn't see you. You get?
Yeah.
So they've been seeing. There is this thing we say that someone needs to have seen you a minimum of 7 times before they can trust to buy from you. So these people have seen you, right? But maybe they've not gotten to their 7th time, right?
Yeah.
Then someone else carries the same thing, or someone else tries to mimic it. So unseen. So I'm still pushing, right? And this other person wants to push using me as his leverage.
Yeah.
Then when they see this person, they see me.
Yeah.
So what they are doing is whatever marketing that person is doing is actually just enabling my own. Because as they are pushing, the person is seeing what they know. So they don't even take their time to look at the name anymore. They're just seeing what they know.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps us. In fact, we've seen it happen over and over and over and over again.
Interesting. So because they are so used to your product, they just go there, they just buy them. They don't really think too much about it anymore.
Yeah, so when they just see someone else using, oh wow, okay, I've been seeing this, it doesn't click in there. So because ours has registered, right?
Yeah.
So they see this, they see us, they're like, oh, nice. I think I should have this, and they move over to ours and buy.
Yeah. Interesting. But let's take it back a little bit. Yeah. Now that you're running a very viable business, like your business has been stable for almost a decade now, yeah, You are a mother of 4. And how do you ensure you have that good work-life balance, like to make sure that your journey is smooth? Because I know you have a lot of meetings to handle. Like, how do you handle everything? How do you make sure everything is balanced?
Is there ever a balance? It's just prioritizing, honestly. Picking what's important. Because you can't be everything to everybody.
Yeah.
So for me, if you ask me work-life balance, what I see or what I hear is being able to prioritize, you understand? So when it comes to the children, this is what I put up here. When it comes to the business, this is what I put up here. And that's where the place of delegation comes in.
Yeah.
I can't be cook, I can't be nanny, I can't be to them, you get?
Yeah.
So we'll pick where this is mommy. When it comes to the business, this is my role. I can't be everything to everyone in every place. So it's just prioritizing.
Interesting. But did you struggle with imposter syndrome when you were starting out the business?
I'm still struggling with it now.
Because this is why I like when you step out of your comfort zone, man. It's not that easy, and especially when you have to run a business and you have to assemble a team to run the business. That part as well, the imposter syndrome and assembling the team. How did you find it?
So when it comes to the team part, right?
Yeah.
It's being knowing what you want, right?
Yeah.
And praying to God that the people coming on board will align to what you want for your business.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the imposter syndrome part, I'm still dealing with it till tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Because in as much as it looks like you're doing amazing, and there are some places, there's some calls I receive, and I'm asking myself, are you sure I'm the right person you're calling? You know? Then I also tell myself, but you did this, you got here, you know?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the imposter syndrome, then I'm still dealing with it. I just launched my book, and few days to the launch, few days for me to announce the date I'm launching, I started asking myself, Stella, what did you even write again that you think people can read? Like, it still happens, and I'm wondering, what is it?
But why do you think you feel that way?
I don't know. I just think it's something that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see yourself as that important.
It's actually, am I really supposed to be here?
You get. In fact, you see that my book one was one that shocked me. You know, I feel like I'm a person that knows myself, you know. Yeah. I know what I bring to you know, that kind of thing. But you see, when it happened with my book, I realized I've actually not gotten over it. Like, I had to start asking myself, book that they finished printing, you know. I have the book is looking at me, I'm looking at it back. And I'm asking myself, Stella, what did you even write again that you think people want to buy and read?
but about that book, Success Uncharted, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you were also named one of Africa's top 100 most inspirational female founders by African founders. Could you explain this to us? Tell us. Hype yourself, I beg. Tell us about it.
You know, that's one of the worst things you can ask me to do, to hype myself. Ooh.
But you deserve it. It's not easy to have a stable business for over 10 years. It is over a decade now.
Wow. So I would say that, yeah, when it comes to the hyping, we've really done well. We've really, really done well. So when you look at the African market, especially the beauty side, say that 2013 when I started my journey, there was nothing for us. In fact, there was, but it wasn't as robust as it is right now, or what we have made it be. I will beat my chest and say that Nuban Beauty kind of created a standard.
Okay.
So people know not to wake up and do 6 foundation. Why? Before we had our range of foundations, the norm was 6, 7, 8. In fact, I think the highest was 8. We came out with 17.
Wow.
So we created a standard where if you're coming to this table, you have to come correct.
Yeah.
So even in our powder ranges before, it was everybody, there was just these 3 shades everybody found themselves in. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
We came out with 10. The concealers, there were I think about 4 shades everybody were struggling. We came out with 12. So it was like, so for me, the brand is thriving because we are a customer-centric and a solution-based brand. We're not doing it for the sake of doing. We are listening. So we listen, this is a problem, this is a problem. Then we go ask ourselves, what is the best way to fix it? Then we give it our best. Like R&D takes us a minimum of a year.
Okay.
So it's not by chance, yeah. In as much as yes, you say imposters, but it's not by chance that we are leading. No, there's a lot of work, a lot of sweat, a lot of blood that goes. I would say blood because I fall sick. Like in fact, there was a time till tomorrow. It took me, I think, 3 months ago to find out what exactly was wrong with me. So when I get stressed, I tend to get very dizzy. Yeah, you're a medical person, so you understand where I'm going. So the first time I went to do my PCV, yeah, when it happened, it looked normal. Apparently, I think I was having hemoconcentration and I didn't know. So the second time again, it looked normal. But I noticed a trend and I realized that whenever it's about to start and I go on my blood tonics and go, it goes away. But it always happens when I'm very, 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 very stressed. That one nobody sees on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Fall sick, we'll do travels back to back to back. We can do, there was a time we did 4 cities in 4 days. Nobody sees that. But that is the difference between us and so many other people out there. We give it a 200% or even more.
Interesting. But so your book, The Success of Charter, what is it about? Is it about your journey in creating the business? Like, could you tell us more? Like, what's the book about?
So for the book, it was the reason I wrote the book is this. I realized that when I started my journey in the beauty industry, I didn't have anything to read to say, oh, so and so person did this. These are the mistakes I shouldn't try to do, you know. And then whenever I go for industry events, I always have young people come to ask questions. And you notice there's a trend. It's the same question over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? We have so many people ahead of us. Why hasn't anybody written anything?
At least to guide other people, isn't it?
Yeah, like, why? It's not, I don't know why, it's something people should know, you get? So it reduces the amount of people that want to talk to you. It kind of reduces the amount of people that have questions because this is already answered somewhere, you get?
Yeah.
So I just said, actually, I thought about it and I just left it there. So when I went to do my program in LBS, one of my classmates walks up to me and says, Stella, why don't you have a book? I'm like, I've thought about it, but he's like, you should have a book. And that was how the whole thing, so he was on my neck.
Yeah.
And that was how the whole book came about. So in fact, I had to think about it. What do I want to do? So it was basically, so when you see the book is named Success Uncharted.
Yeah.
Lessons learned while building a top leading Africa. Hold on, let me read it out. So it says lessons from building a leading African beauty brand.
Yeah.
So every chapter is a lesson. And after every chapter, you have like a personal evaluation. So I wanted the book to be like a workbook. So you read, you know how you read a comprehension, then you kind of answer.
Yeah.
So I get them to read. So a particular chapter talks about a particular thing. I speak about how it affected me or, mistakes I've made, and stuff like that. Then behind it, you get the workbook part where I'm asking the reader the questions to answer. So like a personal reflection thing, you reflect on yourself, on this phase of your life or this phase of your business. How do you answer this?
Yeah.
So it goes beyond reading and going away. Nah, I want them to put this into themselves. Yeah. And kind of understand. So by the time they are done, they should be able to say, oh, this is a mistake she made. I make sure I do this not to do that. So
yeah.
that's
So that means, honestly, you are a mentor to a lot of women and young girls out there who are trying to take toe the same path as you. But when you started out, I know you said a lot of people did not write anything, but did you find any mentor to guide you in person? Since no one had written anything, did you find anybody to mentor you at all?
I didn't find a mentor per se, but I had a coach. We found ourselves.
Okay.
And it was one of the best things that happened to me. So she was a one-time producer of Shark Tank, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Back after the program, and we got talking from there. She was one of the best things that happened to my business, honestly. Your box, your judgment is clouded by everything happening around you. So she was like that person outside the box looking in to say, oh, Stella, you're doing amazing here, but you can do this to get better here, you know? Stella, you can do this. And so she coached me for like 2 years, and like we are very good friends right now. That's when she sees opportunities anywhere. I'm the first in Africa. I'm the first person she calls up. So yeah, I had a coach. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you saying, I know you've written a book, but since you found your own person, your own coach that actually helped to guide your path, are you thinking about like setting up like a boot camp or to coach young girls or women who are trying to become entrepreneurs as well?
So I have I have something like that already. So I have like a Telegram group where I think that the Telegram group has been running for more than a year now, where I just for free, I educate people from my own knowledge, you know. At a point, I even taught how to do Instagram ads. I taught them how to go out. I teach a lot of things inside there, right? Because I know that my mandate is way more than owning a beauty brand, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of the reasons I wrote the book. But because I don't have as of then, I didn't have the time to do personal coaching and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I had to do that. So it's like a group coaching for me. So I do videos, you know, then I will pick a day in a week. I come in there, we discuss, I ask questions. They ask me questions and I answer them and all that. But sometime this year, I think maybe last month, I've opened up a coaching session. But the truth is, with the launch of my book, it's been crazy. But I really was hoping I could do a boot camp in August, but it's a crazy house right now. So maybe later. Yeah, because at the beginning of the year, I had like a boot camp. Yeah, I had a strategy for growth boot camp. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But because I have so much on my table, which I'm trying to decentralize, if that's the word, I'm still going to bring that back. Yeah. Oh,
okay. So you have a boot camp, you've written a book, you are running a very stable business. What's next for Stella? What do you want to achieve next?
Wow, there's so much more to achieve.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm reading cosmetic science.
So you're still a scientist. Last, you're still a scientist.
Yeah. So I thought about that. I'm like, see yourself. So it just occurred to me after I was done with the program. I'm to take my exams in a week's time. I think that's my final exam. And I'm like, Stella, did you see? You couldn't even run away from the scientist part of you.
Yeah.
You're back again. So we're hoping to start a new line, and there's so much more coming on, so much more. And that's why I'm so scared of starting like a steady boot camp, because I know that my days are going to get busier.
Okay.
I don't want to promise what I can't fulfill now. Yeah.
So, but what do you like the most as an entrepreneur?
Oh, what I love the most is picking an idea. It's something that is just an idea, and then I turn it to reality. Then it goes from me being a product. Then the part that busts my brain, like makes me the most excited person, is when someone walks up to me from nowhere and says, "Oh, Stella, I've been using so product of yours. It's amazing. It did this, it did that." In fact, that's the highest satisfactory, or if there's a word like that, for me. Like seeing these things that were ideas and we've created them and it's actually solving problems, making people's life better. That's the best part of it for me.
Yeah, interesting. But because of time, we need to round off soon. But I want to ask you one particular question that I would like you to think about. All right, this is the final question but I want you to think about it. You have kids right now, so imagine at a certain point in their lives, they come to you and tell you, "Oh, mommy, school is scam." And they don't want to go to school anymore. They will prefer to be in business with you. What would be your reaction?
I don't even need to think about it. I already know the answer.
So what would you do?
Mommy is in business. Did mommy not go to school?
So are you going to force them to be in school and then finish before they join you in the business?
They can actually be in school and do the business. It's fine. Mommy did that.
Yeah, but my question now is when they tell you that school is scam, they don't want to go at all.
School cannot be scam. School cannot be scam. Yeah. Mommy went through school, mommy is doing business, and mommy is doing fine. So you will go through school, even if you want to do business.
So, but do you think there's any advantage going to school gives you an entrepreneur when you start doing business? Like what? Like what? I'm curious. Like what?
Okay, so first of all, school goes beyond you knowing maybe particular course you read. What school means for me as an entrepreneur right now is you sticking to something and finishing it.
Yes, that's one thing. Yeah. Yeah.
You get sticking to something and finishing it. In entrepreneurship, you will stick to it even when it's not making sense.
Yeah.
If you can't stick to school where mommy is supporting you, daddy is supporting you, uncles are giving you stuff, you're even having fun, how are you going to do the entrepreneurial part of it?
Yeah. But you know, the journey of entrepreneurship is always good to see success stories. But there's something I tell people all the time. I've tried different businesses. If you have 10 ideas, likely 7 will fail. But people don't talk about it. 7 will fail, 3 will be successful. Like that's what business is all about. Entrepreneurship is all about. I'm not saying that everything is going to be a failure, no, but because you're a creative person, you may end up thinking, "Oh, this is what the market actually wants." But you realize when you put it out there, maybe you develop like a prototype of anything, you realize the market does not really want. You have to go back and tweak it. You see what I mean? So I get it's something, and I agree with you in that aspect. Like, so if you don't believe in sticking to something to the end, once you encounter that first problem, you're gone. You're gone. Yeah. That's it. But so is there any other reason why you want them to be in school, and how you think school can benefit your children if they want to go into business?
So one thing school teaches you is structure, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an example with the Igbo apprenticeship.
Yeah.
It's like school.
Mm-hmm. For
you to be that successful in business, back in the East, now, our brothers, right?
Yeah.
You will go through 6, 7, 8 years of training with your guy. Some finish, they don't even go into the exact business
their boss.
They were training.
Yeah.
Do you get it? But it teaches you structure.
Yeah.
So when you go through school, and in the same time, I tell people that if it's possible that you go through a structured organization first before you start a business, it's going to help you.
Like working in a firm first before starting a business.
Yes.
Interesting. I've heard that before, Interesting.
Because if you don't, you're going to be winging a lot of things.
Yeah.
Till date, there are things I want to do. I'll ask myself, if I were in University of Lagos, how would we have done it?
Yeah.
You get, so because it helps you think in a structured way. And that is what school kind of helps you do. Then another thing with school is the people you meet.
Yeah.
Because school goes beyond what the lecturer came into class to say. You're going to learn from people around you. If you're not learning what to do, you're learning what not to do.
True. That's a word. Stella, you wise though. That's a very wise way to look at it. If you're not learning what to do, you're actually learning what not to do. That's the honest truth. Yeah. You learn from other people's mistakes.
You yourself go make your own, learn.
Yeah.
Learn from other people own, because we can't rule out the place of mistakes in life.
True.
The one prayer I say all the time is, God help me be a mother that when my children are in trouble, let mommy be the first thing that comes to their mind, not, I cannot tell mommy will kill me.
Yeah.
Because the place of mistake has to be, all of us, every one of us have made mistakes.
Everyone, yeah.
So we need to give room for that. And that's most times, that school part, see that uni part is when it happens. Because you're coming into who you are. And
there's a little bit of freedom.
Yes, that's the freedom. It's the freedom that actually tells you who you are.
Yeah.
Because when you're under mommy and daddy's roof, or maybe you went to boarding school, they are telling you who you should be.
Yeah.
The moment you're getting that freedom of being in the university, that is when you define who you really are.
Yeah.
So we cannot take out that. We can't.
Interesting. Stella, you wise though. You don't say I talk up. but well, yeah. Every time because the reason I ask that question is sometimes I talk to people and they tell me the why the X did not do anything for them. School is nonsense. School is this. But I still feel like you said, school is not just about going to do mathematics. You go in there to meet a lot of people. Like there's this thing my dad told me when I was young, when I was getting into schools, secondary schools, university. School is called Marahadum. Go and know a lot of people. Go and know a lot of people. Because you may be surprised when for example, when you started off, you may be surprised that it's people who you met through schools will be your first customers. You will be shocked.
Yes.
So it's not just about going there that you want to show everybody that you are that you the confess or no. I'm not saying it's bad though, but you can actually have a good social life and an academic life. You can balance the two. That's fine.
Yes.
Let them both work.
Now that you said it, right?
Yeah.
It just occurred to me. It was my best friend in uni that made me have my first website.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Because that honestly, I'm lucky I had that advice from my dad. That was the advice he gave to me at 16 or 15. Honestly, he told me it's Marahadum. It's not all about. I'm not saying he told me make sure as you pass. I won't forget it. As you pass through the school, make sure that school passes through you.
School passes through you.
That's what he told me. So, like, you should find a way to make sure you have a balanced life. If it's about academics, when it's time to study, make sure you study and pass really, really well. When it's the time to have social life, make sure you have a good social life. Know people, but know what you're doing at the same time. So
I have a word for the person that asked you what the YDX did for them.
What do you want to tell them?
If they could figure the YDX in uni, there's nothing they can't figure out now.
In life. Because life is all about a lot of the YDX anyway.
I swear, like, if we could figure out the YDX that I didn't know what it was for, there's nothing I can. Let me put that in a better context.
Yeah.
Because you get into things you don't even know the beginning and the end of.
True.
Exactly like the YDX.
Yeah. That's true.
If you can figure out the YDX, then there's nothing that life throws at me now I cannot figure out.
That's actually true. That's a good way to look at it, you know. But anyway, this is all the time we have for this week. Thank you so much, Stella, for coming onto the show. It's been a wonderful time.
It's my pleasure.
I hope you had a good time.
I did.
We can do this more often.
As long as you do it in a good time. You know my problem is timing.
No, definitely. But we'll have to find a way to meet in the middle. We have to do it again.
I actually had fun, so I'm always available.
All right. Thank you so much.